What if one day you wake up and hear breaking news? Somaliland is now officially recognized by the United Nations. A new country is born, a new flag is raised, a new future begins. While most of the world still supports Somalia, how could Somaliland ever gain full UN recognition? And what would happen in the Horn of Africa if it actually did? Stay with me until the end of this video to find out. In recent years, something very important has happened in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia has tried to gain access to the sea. Ethiopia wanted strong cooperation with Somaliland. Some people even said Ethiopia wants to help Somaliland gain recognition, but this plan did not succeed. Why? Because Somalia strongly opposed it. Many countries also feared instability, so officially nothing happened. But in reality, everything changed. Now let's look carefully at how Somalia reacted. Somalia responded very strongly. It protested, complained to the United Nations, and spoke to many countries. It tried to stop Ethiopia and Somaliland. But this strong reaction did something unexpected. It brought Somaliland to the world's attention. Before this, many countries ignored Somaliland. Afterward, the media started talking, diplomats began asking questions, researchers started studying it. Suddenly, Somaliland became visible. Indirectly, Somalia helped Somaliland become known. Then something surprising happened. Israel started showing interest. On December 26, 2025, Israel became the first UN member state to formally recognize Somaliland as a sovereign nation. This historic move established full diplomatic ties with both countries, now finalizing a partnership agreement focused on Red Sea security, lithium mining, and tech cooperation. While Hargeisa celebrated the move, sparked immediate backlash from Somalia and the African Union, fundamentally shifting the geopolitics of the Horn of Africa. So when you think about the recognition of Somaliland, we're talking about Red Sea security, trade routes, and a truly strategic location, and of course regional influence. If Israel recognizes Somaliland, it's going to send a big signal. Other countries will start thinking kind of like, if Israel did it, why not us? And honestly, this is how recognition usually starts. One country goes first, then another, and then before you know it, many follow. Now let's be honest for a moment. Even if Israel recognizes Somaliland, and even if some other countries decide to follow, most of the world is still going to support Somalia. Why is that? Well, the African Union supports unity. The United Nations already recognizes Somalia. And a lot of countries are just wary of separatist movements, so they say Somaliland is part of Somalia. So yeah, the road ahead is still very hard. Recognition is still blocked, at least for now. Now let's think about what could happen if things were different. For example, what if Somalia's government became very weak, or if a new peace deal did not work out, or if powerful countries decided to change their minds, or if a crisis in the region changed the borders? Any of these things could make it possible for Somaliland to be fully recognized. History shows us that sometimes sudden changes just happen, and suddenly the impossible becomes possible. One day you see countries start to switch sides, then the African Union changes its position, then the United Nations votes, and finally full recognition happens. Now let's talk about real life. After recognition, big companies start to feel safe. Banks open branches and factories arrive. Tourism grows. This means jobs, income, and development. Berbera port becomes more powerful. Ethiopia uses it more and trade increases. Containers move daily and thousands of people find work. Berbera becomes a regional hub. Today, many Somalilanders struggle to travel. Their passport is frankly quite weak. After recognition, things would really change. Easier visas, more scholarships, and more job opportunities. Young people would see new doors open. They could learn new skills and bring that knowledge back home. Recognition also changes security. Somaliland can sign defense agreements, train soldiers abroad, and legally buy equipment. It can even join peace missions. Plus, it could cooperate with the USA, the EU, Turkey, and Gulf countries. This would definitely strengthen stability, but it also needs discipline because honestly, power without wisdom is dangerous. Let's be honest, Somalia will not accept this easily. If full recognition happens, political tensions will rise, diplomatic disputes will occur, and border issues may increase. Some politicians might use nationalism, and that can be dangerous, but wise leaders can choose dialogue. Trade is better than conflict. Peace is without a doubt better than war. All right, so let's take a look at the winners and losers in this scenario. Starting with Ethiopia, it clearly benefits from this situation. With more port access, the country enjoys lower costs and a stronger partnership, which ultimately leads to better trade opportunities. Now, turning to Djibouti, it faces some competition. This means it must improve its services, and as a result, prices might drop. But hey, this actually helps customers in the end. And then we have the UAE. It works to protect its investments, and its influence in the region grows. The UAE becomes a key player in this whole dynamic. Quite an interesting turn of events, isn't it? Recognition is not magic. Even after it happens, challenges remain. Unemployment, corruption, a weak currency, climate problems, and poor infrastructure. Without good leadership, recognition is honestly useless. Real development needs honesty and planning. So will Somaliland be recognized today? No soon. Well, we're not sure, but in politics, nothing is permanent. With patience, diplomacy, and stability, the door may open one day. Recognition is a journey, not a single moment. The real power is not in New York, not in the United Nations, not in Washington. It is actually in Hargeisa, in the people, in the leaders, and in their decisions. If they build strong institutions, the world will follow. Now, I want your opinion. Do you think full recognition is possible one day, or will Somalia always block it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on Horn of Africa, politics, and the future. Thank you for watching. See you next time.